I gotta make sure this is recording because it wasn't recording last time, and I just made myself look crazy for about 8 minutes. So this is my extra credit video because I need extra credit. So I'm going to talk about my improvements, my challenges, my viewpoints and how they've changed, and I'm going to be demonstrating using my guitar for this because, getting that extra credit. So one of my biggest improvements regarding guitar, I think, has been, first of all, learning how to play with your left and right hand. I haven't done any sort of, music work or learning an instrument since probably 5th grade for strings. I kind of quit it after elementary school, so it's just been difficult to kind of regain that back and to play completely different than what my right hand is doing. So that's been something that I've struggled with. For example, when I was, first starting out, I don't think you've seen this because I practically wasn't showing my guitar, but I do remember, and you probably have seen it, but I pretty much just, instead of having my thumb on that string before the playing string, I just didn't do it because it just felt so weird and, it felt uncomfy, and I was like, what is that going to benefit me for? So a lot of times in my first couple of weeks, I pretty much was just forgetting about it and just be like, and then I would just accidentally move on to this string or even this string, and it'd just be like, how did I do that? Well, because my thumb wasn't there to help me stay in my lane. So a lot of times through, I think, just unorthodoxly you're probably cringing at this, I don't know, but I just lay my guitar on my lap, and I would just put my thumb on that, that second string, and then my, index finger on that first string, and I would just pluck. And I just get the feeling, and I get used to conditioning myself to have that thumb be on a string that I was before my playing string, so I just be getting into habit. So eventually I started just feeling more and more comfortable, and now I can just be without even thinking, it just keeps me in check. And so another challenge to my guitar playing career in this class has been also getting into rhythm. Not that I was insanely bad at rhythm, it just was something I probably should improve on when playing the guitar. So I was having a really hard time getting into it and being what's the point of this? The Spanish gate. I'm just kind of kicking this in and out, how can I almost entertain myself through this whole couple months of being in an online school? And the same thing goes for plugging too. That's just not the Spanish cape either, it's just with everything. How can I make this more fun for myself and more interactive? And what I found out was I would just kind of lay down, and I would just put on some of my favorite music, and I would just pluck or strum to the rhythm of it, the consonants, just to kind of get into it and make it fun for myself while I was practicing. So that's one of the most effective things that I've done. And then I feel how my viewpoints have changed is that, first of all, it takes a lot of practice to learn how to play the guitar. Like, you're not gonna just learn within a week, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of patience to learn an instrument. And I think I had a hard time with just remembering. Like, some days I would just completely forget, and obviously, you know, that's my problem, and that's probably why I'm trying to get extra credit. I am trying to get help for it, though. Good for me. But I've been having a really hard time remembering, and this not just only goes for your class, but it goes for, like, all of my classes, where I've just been ready to get down and, like, play the guitar, or, like, do my assignment, and then I would just get up and walk away, and I wouldn't remember me doing that until, like, 8 hours later. So when I did remember and felt really awful about it, I would play, because I think just trying to fall in love with this instrument and trying to know my goals that I had before taking this class, it helped me get better and have patience with not only playing the guitar, but it brought me patience with myself and whatever is going on with me. Another viewpoint is more exclusive to the guitar class, but it was learning how all of your body goes into playing the guitar. This was something that I probably just was ignorant to this idea, because I was like, guitar, what do you think? It's just like using your wrists and your fingers, and no. Because it is your whole body, and so the first couple weeks doing that joint review was probably really weird for me. I was just like, this is the beginning of the collarbone, beginning of the big arm bone. It's like, how is this benefiting me right now? I look stupid. I probably did, though. I was just pretty ignorant, but slowly doing it and understanding, like, why am I having trouble with this? For example, like, the LH slide, left hand side, I would just be out of control. Like, I'd just be like, or like that, that would happen too, and I'd just be like that. I'd be really frustrated with myself until I started thinking what I'm doing wrong. Not the guitar, but what I'm doing wrong. And I put into context that I'm not using my whole body. Like that joint review, like feeling that shoulder blade and the big arm bone and just moving your whole arm and your whole body. Having that lesson learned provided so much more control in this instrument. So now it's like, see, a lot more smoother. And with that being said, like every time that I had like a more difficult time, like putting my whole body into playing, I think I just remembered that I am putting my whole body into it. So fixing posture, you know, using every muscle and every joint to make this instrument play was also a huge viewpoint that has changed over time. And yeah, I have overall enjoyed this class. It has been actually one of my more difficult classes, and I've taken 6 classes this quarter, so that's gotta count for something, but it's definitely made me change, I guess, my whole thought process, and it's created a hobby of mine that, you know, I can just pick up this guitar because I've had this guitar forever, and I've just been looking at it for years, and I wanted to learn how to play it, and I kinda do. So to say that I kind of know how to, you know, pick it up. I don't know a lot of songs yet, but I have the tools necessary to eventually get there. So thank you for teaching this class online. I know that it's probably not the easiest, and I really enjoyed watching your videos, that you've put so much effort in on YouTube, and I hope that potential students in the future maybe don't have to do online, that they have the option to do in person. But I really appreciate your effort and how hard you put your hard work into, and if it weren't for your videos and how good they were, I would be just as bad, if not worse, walking into this class. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a good next quarter and stay healthy and don't get sick.